Namaste, beautiful yogis. Today I'm going to explain how to go into wild thing from downward facing dog and how to go into chakrasana wheel pose from wild thing. We're going to begin on all fours so that we can prepare for downward facing dog. Let's come onto the mat, coming onto all fours. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. The creases of the wrists are aligning with the front edge of your mat. Sit, down. Good girl. All right, so from here, we're gonna tuck the toes under and straighten the legs. Wherever your legs or your heels or your feet fall, that's where your downward dog is. So make sure your all fours is aligned, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. From here, tucking the toes under. And we're just gonna straighten the legs and press back. It doesn't matter if your heels are touching the floor. You're gonna press your hips as high as you can. You can keep your knees bent in case you're rounding your back. If you're rounding your back, you're gonna bend your knees and straighten the back. If your back is straight, you can keep your heels down, low, close to the floor or on the floor, wherever your level is at. From here, we're gonna take the left leg up and we're gonna spin the left hip open, line the left hip on top of the right hip. Lift your left leg as high as you can, bend your left knee, drop the back heel behind you, explore the openness of your hip here. Try to find space and openness. Lifting through the knee as high as you can. You can come onto the tippy toes on the right side and drop back down onto your heel or lowering the heel towards the mat. From here, you can look back down and you can begin to lower your foot behind you, slowly lowering, and drop your left foot behind you. Straighten the right leg, point the toes. Stay on the tippy toes on the left side, flipping the hips up and pressing the tailbone down towards the heels. Lift your hips as high as you can, really lifting through the hips here. The most important part is to find a lot of space in the lower back and really reach through your fingertips. To transition into wheel from here, you're gonna take the feet alignment for wheel. You're gonna spin your hand, begin to spin your hand, drop the other hand down on the floor. I'm gonna come onto my mat here. And I'm gonna line my feet so that they're parallel to each other. And hands, of course, parallel. The index fingers are parallel to each other. Knees are pointing directly forward. Tailbone is tucked under and hips are lifting open. Chest is opening. Ujjayi breath. To come out of this pose, you are going to straighten your right leg, bend your left leg, spin your right hand slowly, come back out, drop both hands on the floor, downward facing dog alignment, lift your leg, drop it back down into downward facing dog. And let's walk the feet to the front of the mat, back flat. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands over the heart. This is how we go into wild thing from downward facing dog and into chakrasana from wild thing. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about chakrasana, wild thing, the transition. Namaste.